Sloane, you said you were going to play here until they kicked you out. How easy was the decision to resign?
Oh yeah, well, that was just a chat. I suppose probably over the last few weeks. I feel really good. Body feels great. Felt like I've been really solid, and yeah, just so exciting around this group. We obviously want to push this year to still make some finals, but the whole future ahead as well. The club's in a great spot at the moment. So yeah, just to continue to be part of that really, and help this group grow. That's really my aim.
Was there anything you had to take into account before you arrived at a decision?
No, not really. No, it was more just making sure my body was still holding up well. Obviously coming off the knee last year, wanted to make sure we left it with enough time to go, yeah, body's feeling great. And that comes off the back of being managed really well by the whole support staff here. With different minutes and a different role this year, I felt like my body's really freshened up, and I've been able to maintain footy throughout this whole year, where probably could have looked a little different if I played a lot of game time early on. It might have hit a bit of a wall.
How does season 16 feel to you, mate? How will it feel, do you think, when knowing you're going into it?
I don't know, exciting, I think. Yeah, there was a lot of work to do to get back to this point, I suppose, from the ACL, and they always reckon you pull up better the second year off an injury, so I think that's an exciting prospect, is to, yeah, how can I shape up after another pre-season and launch into next year with this group that's, as I said before, in such an exciting space.
Has it gone quickly?
Yeah, very quickly. Reflecting on, you probably do, especially last year and this year, reflect on a bit of my whole career. And yeah, last time we played finals, 2017, that feels like so long ago, and it is. It's almost 6 years. So yeah, it has certainly gone quickly.
What's the goal now? Is it finals? I mean, yeah.
Absolutely. It's how can I help this group get back there into a point where they're winning finals again, and that's my goal. Is just how can I help this group to keep growing. Yeah, as I said, I got myself back in the right physical state where I can do that again. So I'm excited just to be able to help out.
What was the boys' reaction like when you told them?
Actually, I'm not sure if I've even told something. I think he just presumes. My oldest probably gets it, but oh, you mean the kids' footy boys or my boys? Sorry, I just presume when anyone says boys, they're talking about the kids. You can tell what's on my mind. Very excited. Yeah, I think it's just going to be, again, just nice to keep rolling around. It was nothing too big. Didn't want anything too big. It's just we just had our meeting then and let everyone know. So. As I said before, it's just going to be nice to be around this group because we've got a great connection here.
Has it been nice for you not having, I guess, the title of captain on you? I guess, even though you're still lead around the club, like that has that made you be a bit more freer, I guess?
No, not really. I don't think. I think it's probably been more the managing of minutes and a different role this year that I've certainly relished. That's probably helped me stay fresher for the whole season.
Did you consider, have you had enough, mate? Was that ever a part of the conversation with Belinda and the kids, perhaps, of is 15 seasons enough?
No, it was more so assess where I was at this point of the year and how my body was feeling, and if I was still up for it and still had that drive, which I certainly do. I was a little quiet on the weekend and didn't quite perform how I would have liked to, but aside from that, I feel in a great spot.
Was there any conversations with Nixie about what next year would look like?
Yeah, absolutely, and that's probably a given for most players. I think is, especially when you get to this age. I think if you ever hit that wall and you're not performing, then what does that look like? And Nixie and I have had very honest chats about that. But I see that as the same for a person at 34 or someone at 22. If you're not performing in the team, then you'll help out our Sandford team and still help us perform there and earn the right to come back in. But for me, that's still a while away. At that point, I'm still highly driven and feel really in a really good space. And the role, I'm certainly enjoying my new role in this team as well.
So it looked like this year, like you said, you've started on the bench and played a bit outside and helped you get through it. Do you think next year, it might be sort of 15 games, 18 games? Is there a way to sort of manage yourself best, knowing that you might not be in every team?
It'll certainly be managed to a point, but I'd like to think my body would be in a bit healthier shape as well. I'll be coming off a full pre-season, where this year I was obviously building up for the whole year just to hit round one. So yeah, I'm not sure what it'll look like yet, but I imagine I'd be in a better physical space than I was this year.
And then getting a few of the younger guys as well. I mean, you've led, like you said, without the captaincy, you're still a leader here, and as Sim touched on, is there a part of you that wants to leave the club in a much improved position, you know, when you do pull the pin with regards to some of the young guys and teaching them a couple of lessons about how to be professional?
I think we're in that space already. I've seen so much growth with our young group. They're an extremely driven bunch. To the point now they're probably driving the standards more than anyone, I think, which is a great spot for especially the leadership group to be able to have that set in stone. I think that's something that has been passed down over years. I think, especially from my time here, has probably started when we're under Craigie's watch. And just the influence guys like Goody, VB have had over the years, that's still very, very much, I don't know, a legacy that they've left and that we've continued on.
You mentioned it was a pretty easy decision for you. How quick was the sort of negotiation process? Was it Nixie coming in and saying, look, we want you, and was it straight away, yep, mid? Probably a 3-week process, I suppose. Yeah, it was about having those chats with list manager and Nixie and just all getting on the same page and then just going, yep, all right, we're ready. It works for us, it works for both parties, and that's what it's got to do. It's, I'm not naive to the fact that one day the club's going to want to move me on, and it's just about keeping honest with those conversations and having those chats throughout the year.
What kind of impact has Bergio had on you, given, and Tex is playing really well as well, I guess, you know, the older guys are performing at a high level?
Bergio has, I think everyone knows about like the stuff he can do physically for everyone and how he's managed our list from an injury point of view, but the thing that surprised me most about Bergio is how well he understands the mental game and the mental side of sport, and I've spent a lot of hours talking to him about the mental side of sport, which has certainly helped, I think, a lot of us. And just his depth of knowledge from so many different sports and what's relevant still to us that he might have seen in other very high levels of sport too. How
much has that helped you just coming off the ACL, you know, and getting to a spot where you say the body's feeling good, you know, to be able to play in the 2024?
Oh, obviously an incredible amount, and a lot of it did have to do with that mental side of it, about returning and not having any concerns with what had happened the year before. But I mean, 2 other guys, Josh Manuel and Tim Parnham, were huge as well. And they're part of our HPT program, but they're 2 guys that put countless hours into me in the offset. This time last year, I was just training very heavily in the gym, and those 2 are always there.
Ready for an elimination final?
Ready for what?
Basically an elimination final.
We've been playing them, I suppose, for the last few weeks, and yeah, this is huge. Saturday night, couldn't ask for a better time slot and couldn't get a better crowd, I don't think, against an extremely good opposition. So you've always got to earn the right to play finals, and this will be a huge step in that direction.
How big of a boost will Isaac coming back there? Looks like Isaac will come back in. How big of a boost is that? Oh,
he's been incredible. He's played some unbelievable footy for us this year. Obviously, his goals and the polish is what you guys see, but it's his work away from that we love. His ability to support and shift and tackle and pressure, that's the stuff we value from Isaac.
As someone who's done an ACL quite recently, how scary was it when you saw Hingy go down like that, and how relieving was it when you found out the result after, especially seeing he played on when it looks like that?
Yeah, I was very pumped to see him run back out there, Hingy, especially off the back of Tommy and Nick. I think we've lost enough guys down back at the moment, and those 2 will certainly be spending some time together in the gym. But yeah, I'm very, very relieved. But yeah, we've got a few sore guys at the moment, a few injured, but I've been very impressed with some, especially our back line, some of our young guys standing up.
Mate, the way you've played, the way you've scored particularly, it's been as attractive as any team going around. If you do get there, which if all results go your way and the favourites win, you can sneak into 7th. If you are able to secure a finals berth, do you reckon a couple of teams will be a little wary of what the Crows can produce?
Look, we'll certainly relish that opportunity, but as I said before, you've got to earn the right to get there, and this weekend is absolutely massive. You said before, it's an elimination final for us, so yeah, it's a big game. We'll focus in on this and worry about that when we get there.